Have you ever caught yourself smiling at your phone for no reason? Thinking about someone you didn't plan to think about? You didn't pray for the feelings. You didn't invite them. Yet somehow, they showed up quietly, and stayed. If you're a woman who loves God, moments like this can be confusing. Because you want to be pure. You want to be obedient. But you're also human. Today, let's talk gently. Not about shame. Not about denial. But about wisdom. This is how a woman of God handles a crush, without losing her peace, her purpose, or her alignment with God. Main narration. A crush is not a sin. Let's begin there. Attraction does not make you weak. Liking someone does not make you unspiritual. Even women in Scripture felt desire, affection, and emotional pull. What matters is not having a crush, but how you handle it. A woman of God handles her emotions with maturity, prayer, and discipline, not impulse. Step 1, she acknowledges the feeling without guilt. The first thing a woman of God does is acknowledge the feeling honestly. She doesn't lie to herself. She doesn't pretend she doesn't care. She doesn't rebuke herself for being human. She simply says, quietly within her heart, I feel something, and that's okay. She understands that feelings are information, not instructions. They are alerts, not commands. Instead of panicking, she becomes aware. Awareness is power. She guards her heart not by denial, but by honesty. Step 2, she takes the crush to God, not to her imagination. A woman of God does not entertain endless fantasies. She doesn't replay conversations. She doesn't build emotional futures in her mind without God's approval. Instead, she prays. She tells God exactly how she feels. She tells him what draws her. She tells him what scares her. Prayer clears confusion. Fantasies deepen attachment. She understands that what she hides from God grows stronger. But what she brings to God becomes lighter. Step 3, she observes character, not just chemistry. Chemistry is loud. Character is quiet. A woman of God looks beyond how he makes her feel, and begins to watch how he lives. She observes how he treats people who can't help him, how he speaks when he's angry, how he handles responsibility, how consistent his walk with God truly is. She knows attraction can lie, but fruit never does. She is not impressed by words alone. She watches patterns. Because a crush can fade? But character will stay. Step 4, she sets emotional boundaries early. A woman of God understands something many learn too late. Emotional intimacy creates attachment. So she is careful. She does not overshare too quickly. She does not give husband-level access to someone who has not committed. She does not lean emotionally on someone God has not confirmed. She enjoys conversation, but keeps clarity. She stays warm, but not entangled. Boundaries are not walls. They are wisdom. Step 5, she submits the crush to God's timing. A woman of God is not in a hurry. She understands that if something is from God, it will not need to be forced. It will unfold naturally, peacefully, and in order. She resists the urge to push things forward. She resists manipulating moments. She resists creating situations just to feel closer. She waits, not because she's afraid, but because she trusts God's timing more than her emotions. Time reveals everything. Step 6, she seeks godly counsel, not emotional validation. Instead of asking friends who only say what feels good, a woman of God seeks wisdom. She talks to someone mature. Someone grounded in faith. Someone who can tell her the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. She avoids voices that rush her. She avoids voices that romanticize confusion. She understands that clarity often comes through godly counsel. Step 7, she chooses obedience over emotion. This is the hardest step. Sometimes God says wait. Sometimes God says not now. Sometimes God says let go. And a woman of God obeys, even when it hurts. She trusts that God sees what she doesn't. She trusts that obedience protects her future. She knows that no feeling is worth disobedience. And no crush is worth losing alignment. If you are dealing with a crush right now, hear this gently. God is not disappointed in you. God is not angry with you. God is not shocked by your feelings. He simply wants to lead you safely. A woman of God doesn't let emotions drive her life. She lets God guide her heart. And when she does, she never loses. If this spoke to your heart, take a moment to reflect. Pray. And trust God with your emotions. If you've ever walked this path, or you're walking it now, you're not alone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this blessed you. And leave a comment below. What step challenged you the most? God is working, even in the quiet places of your heart, white heart.